On the eve of the wedding, Michael Johnson's close friend joked, "I'm pregnant. And the child is Michael's." After saying this, she stared straight at me. Everyone teased her for reaching above her station, like a toad lusting after a swan. Only Michael remained silent. After the gathering ended, he pulled me aside and spoke casually. "What Sophia Williams just said is all true. She's carrying my child. Don't overthink it. I only see her as a good buddy." That night, I was too drunk and mistook her for you. Because of her parents' divorce, she never planned to marry. She'll raise the child herself after it's born. I was completely stunned. Without giving me a chance to react, he continued, "Since she's carrying my child, I naturally have to take responsibility. From now on, I'll spend half the month taking care of her and the other half with you. Also, let's cancel our wedding for now. We'll hold it after Sophia gives birth." I smiled and said, "You sure know how to arrange things." Seeing I wasn't making a fuss, he secretly sighed in relief. As soon as Sophia called out, he eagerly followed her. My tears had just started to fall when the phone rang. "Emma Smith, I've waited for you all these years. It wasn't so you could become someone else's wife. Can you not marry him and marry me instead?" I bit my lip and said, "Okay." Back at home, I paused in surprise. The once joyful wedding decorations had been torn apart and left in disarray. Sophia was lounging carelessly on the sofa, bossing Michael around. "Michael, I want some fruit. Wash it for me now." "Michael, I'm thirsty." He obediently tended to her while complaining, "Sophia, I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you carrying my kid." "Sophia, why do you have so many demands?" In his tone, I seemed to hear a hint of happiness. Bitterness spread through my heart. My nose stung intensely, and tears threatened to spill. But I forced them back. The two were completely absorbed in their playful banter, unaware of me. I closed the door. Instantly, they both looked at me. "Wife, you're finally back." Michael cooed at me as usual. "Wife, you have no idea how difficult Sophia is to deal with. She's always ordering me around, and it's exhausting me." His expression was pitiful. If this hadn't happened, I probably would have felt sorry for him and taken over all his chores. I watched him impassively. Suddenly, he walked over, grabbed my wrist, and whispered to me, "Wife, don't embarrass me in front of my buddy. I just praised you for being amazing at housework and way more attentive than me at taking care of people." My gaze instantly turned cold. "So, help me look after Sophia a bit. Let her see how you excel as a virtuous wife and mother." He really had some nerve. I slapped him across the face. He was stunned. I felt satisfied. My expression remained indifferent as I spoke icily. "Michael, she's carrying your child. You still expect me to take care of her for you? What are you dreaming about? Get out. Get out right now." Michael Johnson flared up, his eyes blazing like two flames as he stared at me. "Emma Smith, what's gotten into you?" We were on the verge of a clash. Sophia Williams smiled, grabbing his hand and winking at me. "Emma, I really just see Michael as a buddy. That's just how I am. I've always been easygoing. So don't take it personally. He's just worried about the baby in my belly. We're pure buddies. We sleep together and feel nothing for each other." After saying that, she gently took hold of Michael's 3 fingers and wiggled her body. "Maybe I should head home first. I'll be fine going home alone. I used to go back by myself late at night all the time." As soon as she finished speaking, she suddenly started vomiting. Michael smoothly grabbed a trash can, patting her back to help her through it. After that, he glared at me furiously. "Emma, what exactly do you want? Didn't we just agree on this outside?" My heart felt like it was being squeezed tight, and every throb was excruciatingly painful. He dragged me by the arm into the bedroom and locked the door. Michael frowned deeply. "Didn't I already explain that Sophia is just my buddy? What are you so hung up on? She won't threaten your place in my heart. She just wants a baby. If she hadn't refused to marry me, My old-fashioned parents would have forced me to marry her long ago. And I wouldn't have been able to marry you. Open up your perspective. Understand. And you call yourself the sole heir of the Smith family. You don't even have that much perspective. I looked up at him, shaking with anger. Michael, you think your dirty deeds show perspective? Tears welled up in my eyes, and I gritted my teeth hard. We're breaking up. I never want to see you again. I lowered my head dejectedly, tears falling with my movement. Michael paused, loosening his grip on my arm, and said helplessly, Emma, stop being so temperamental. Cool off for a while. I'll go stay at Sophia's place for the next couple of weeks to take care of her. We'll talk again once you've calmed down. After saying that, he haphazardly stuffed some clothes into a bag and left. The whole thing took less than 5 minutes. Bang! A heavy door slam echoed. I couldn't hold on any longer and collapsed onto the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. We were supposed to get married tomorrow, but out of nowhere, his betrayal hit me. He betrayed 5 years of our relationship just like that. And the one he cheated with was still Sophia. From the moment I first saw Sophia, I never liked her. Every time Michael and his buddies were shirtless at home, drinking and chatting, Sophia would weave among them in a tank top and miniskirt. I got jealous about it plenty of times and told Michael not to pay attention to her. But he looked completely unfazed. Sophia, don't let her name fool you. She's more of a guy than I am. Relax. To me, she's just one of the guys. Even if she stripped naked in front of me, I wouldn't react at all. Flat in front and back, I'm not into that. I only like someone like you. Now I think about it, he really knew how to charm me. He charmed me into a daze, making me foolishly believe it was just a platonic friendship. I wiped the tears from my cheeks and quickly packed my things. As I was about to leave with my suitcase, Michael Johnson called. I didn't want to answer, but I inexplicably pressed the answer button. Maybe I still held on to a sliver of hope inside, wishing he'd realize his mistake and beg for forgiveness. Emma Smith, I forgot my underwear. Can you bring it to Sophia Williams' place? Michael Johnson said softly, as if forgetting the argument we'd just had. I pursed my lips and forced out a few words. Michael Johnson, that's none of my business. Emma, can't you talk properly? His voice instantly rose a few notches. I took a deep breath, suppressing the surging emotions, and said calmly, we've broken up. From now on, your affairs have nothing to do with me. Got it? He still thought I was throwing a tantrum and said with a heavier tone, are you sure? Emma, you know I don't like girls who are too dramatic. Don't overdo it. Over the phone, I could faintly hear Sophia Williams' loud voice. Michael Johnson, can't you speak more gently to your wife? Girls, they all love being dramatic. You know, you have to charm them, not yell. Got it, buddy. Michael Johnson snorted dismissively and said in a lazy tone, whatever. Let her be. After all, she's crazy in love with me. As you know, back when she was chasing me, she bought me breakfast every day for a whole year. She never knew I shared it all with you guys. I've never seen a woman so desperate. And no matter how I rejected her, it was useless. What a pathetic loser. After he finished, a pained sound suddenly came from Sophia Williams. Michael Johnson, you asshole. Squeezing my arm so hard it hurt. Michael Johnson muttered. Women are so overly sensitive. Brothers are better. He forgot. He hadn't hung up yet. Every word he said was crystal clear to me. I lowered my head sadly, tears threatening to fall. I didn't want to hear any more and was about to press the end call button when I heard Sophia Williams speak in a high-pitched, coquettish voice. Oh, stop it. I'm a girl too. Or how else would I carry your baby? Michael Johnson's voice trembled. Sophia Williams, act normal. Don't gross me out. Then, he said without hesitation, your chest is flatter than mine. How is that womanly? Even men aren't as manly as you. Sophia Williams' voice came through, furious. Oh, idiot. no matter how flat it is. That's no reason to grope my chest. I'll beat the hell out of you. Over the phone. I heard them roughhousing. I frantically hung up. Everything around me instantly fell silent. All I could hear was my own rapid heartbeat, pounding so hard it ached my chest. When I stepped out of the neighborhood gate, a familiar yet unfamiliar figure stood there. In the dim light, I couldn't make out his expression, but I knew he must have been frowning tightly. Just like every time he saw me wronged. James Brown slowly raised his hand and wiped away the tears on my face with his fingertip. He carefully pulled me into his arms. Emma, why did you make yourself look so miserable? Don't let yourself get into such a state again. It'll break my heart. I was stunned for a moment. Why is he being so forward now? Where has the reserved and introverted guy gone? I gently pushed him, but he hugged me even tighter, with a hint of grievance in his voice. Emma, you're not having second thoughts, are you? I won't agree. You've already promised to marry me. I was speechless for a moment. I don't care, he said. I've already informed our parents. And am also preparing for the wedding. There's an excellent auspicious day in half a month. I don't want to miss it. After saying that, he dragged me into the car without further ado. His slightly trembling hands betrayed his nervousness at the moment. Looking at his tense profile, I suddenly stopped and said, James, the first won't go back on my word. He suddenly stopped in his tracks, turned around and looked at me. The smile in his eyes was like fireworks lit up in the dark night, illuminating his face. Really? His voice was filled with unmasked joy. I nodded seriously. A smile immediately blossomed on James' face. My memories suddenly went back to the past. When he was a child, James was sitting in front of the desk, writing something stroke by stroke very carefully. After he finished, he happily held it in front of me. Emma, you have to marry Big Brother James in the future. He stuffed his self-created wedding contract into my hands with his soft little hands. Big Brother James will protect you in the future. It seemed that he had always kept this promise and never broken it. Until I got together with Michael. James quietly withdrew from my world. He sent me back to the Smith family. Mom immediately hugged me into her arms with red eyes and a heart-wrenching look. Mom and Dad are here. Dad had a gloomy face and an angry tone. Mom and Dad know what that boy Michael did. You can rest assured. Dad will avenge you. Mom and Dad's voices made me choke with sobs again. I hadn't even told them anything. That man who had always held me in the palm of his hand and protected me still couldn't bear to see me wronged. As always, Dad immediately made a phone call with a cold tone. Cut off all cooperation with the Johnson family's company for me. From now on, if anyone cooperates with that lousy Johnson company, they're going against me. Mr. Smith. I sniffed. My voice was still hoarse. Mom and Dad, don't worry. I'll be able to move on soon. Mom and Dad took turns to comfort me. Finally, Mom hesitated for a long time and asked me, Are you serious about that boy from the Brown family? I nodded. Yeah. Anyway, I have to get married. It's great to marry him. Dad sighed. Well, it's most important that my precious daughter is happy. Early the next morning, I was still in my dream when I received a call from Michael's mom. Emma, I just found out about you and Michael this morning. Aunt Johnson definitely stands on your side. I've already scolded him severely for you. Can you and Michael's wedding still go ahead? My voice was still hoarse. Aunt Johnson, let it go. Aunt Poole said anxiously. Emma, how can you just let it go? All men make mistakes. Just forgive him this once. He definitely won't do it again in the future. Moreover, Michael has confessed to you. Why are you being so petty? Sophia also said that she won't break you two up after she gives birth to the child. I'll take care of it. It definitely won't trouble you. Just act like this never happened and live a good life with Michael. Michael has you in his heart. Just relax. I pursed my lips. And I can't act like this never happened. seeing that I wouldn't listen to her kind words. Her tone immediately changed. Emma Smith. My son Michael is the youngest researcher. Don't be ungrateful. If you're not willing to marry him, there are plenty of women eager to join the Johnson family. If it weren't for your family's so-called money, our family wouldn't even look at you. I sneered. Aunt, that's just perfect. I'll back out. You can let Michael marry someone else. After saying that, I hung up the phone directly. Michael's mother is a traditional university professor. She has always looked down on my family's money and always thought that I was using money to overpower others. Michael's father runs a small company. Since I got together with Michael, that small company has been developing better and better and has earned a lot of money. Well, for businessmen, profit comes first. His father knows that he got the benefits because of my family. So he is always extra nice to me whenever he sees me. When he sees my father, he acts like a sycophant, flattering my father and putting himself in a humble position. His mother sees this and is very unhappy. She blames all her unhappiness on me. The more she sees me, the more she dislikes me. Every time we meet, she can't help but pick on me in various ways. And at this time, Michael would stay away. Later, he would come to me and say, Emma, my mom raised me with great difficulty. Just bear with her more. I know that he also dislikes me. I remember when I was chasing him, I gave him an expensive watch. He said with disgust in his eyes, Emma Smith, do you think being rich makes you great? No matter how rich you are, you're still not as good as me. Later, he agreed to my pursuit. Probably because I had been persistently sending him breakfast for a year. I wanted to turn over and continue sleeping. My phone vibrated. I had a hunch that it was from Sophia. Sure enough, I opened the chat interface with her and there was a nearly 1-minute video. Knowing it was her provocation, I still clicked play. The video was completely dark, but the voices of 2 people came through. Brother Michael, that disgusting feeling is coming again. It's all your fault. That night, I was just curious and wanted to see if I had feelings for men. But you actually took it seriously. In that situation, how could I control myself? Come on. Stop being so smug after getting what you want. Michael was speechless. My mind went blank all of a sudden. I couldn't listen to the rest of the content. All those excuses about being drunk and mistaking her for me are just lies. This was clearly premeditated. I should have noticed it earlier. He has Sophia at the top of all his social media contacts. He has formed a CP with her in all kinds of games. He would also give her a gift on Valentine's Day when he gave me one. When we dated, Sophia Williams was there 8 out of 10 times. When I questioned it, he got angry and said, if you can't stand it, break up. Don't think just because your dad has some dirty money, you can control me. Control. I was as humble as dirt in front of him. How could I control him? But he always dismissed my unease about our relationship as unreasonable drama. Maybe we were never meant to last. Over the past half-month, Sophia has been flooding Instagram with posts showing her affection with Michael Johnson. My wedding to James Brown is being prepared in perfect order. Michael had given Emma Smith time to cool off for half a month, figuring she should have calmed down by now. Today marked the end of their agreement, and it was his turn to go back and spend time with her. Emma knew he had a child and must have been heartbroken. Michael decided to buy some small gifts to make it up to her. Just then, he got a call from a friend. Emma is marrying someone else. Today. Michael, I have a prenatal appointment today. As the baby's dad. Come with me. Sophia slung an arm over his shoulder. Speaking in a buddy-buddy way, Michael took a rare, serious look at her. Her dark, sallow skin, short hair just brushing her ears, a scrawny build if not for the slight bulge of her belly. She could pass for a man. He shuddered violently as the night's events flashed through his mind like a slideshow. How had he gone through with it that night? It must have been the strong liquor and the pitch-black room that clouded his judgment. Michael instinctively pushed her away. No. I'm busy. His tone held an unnatural edge of urgency. He still needed to check if Emma was really getting married today. He knew she was just acting out of spite. But what if it was real? After all, Emma was so much better than Sophia. She had fair skin, stunning looks, was gentle and caring, sweet and soft, always melting his heart over and over. Any guy would want a girl like that. Luckily, Emma had chosen him. Otherwise, no matter how other women chased him, he wouldn't have budged. Except for Emma, the only woman who ever made his heart race. Thinking this, he was desperate to leave and find her. Michael packed everything up in a flash, looking like he wasn't coming back. Sophia visibly panicked. Michael, what do you mean? Don't you want to take responsibility? Don't care about the child? Michael grabbed his bag. The half-month deadline is up. I should be with Emma now. She planted her hands on her hips and thrust out her belly. Buddy, I have my prenatal checkup today. Michael shoved her away hard without hesitation. His brow furrowed. Don't start trouble. We agreed on half a month. So it's half a month. He paused, scanning her up and down with pure disgust. Emma's been behaving herself lately. How are you any different from how she used to be? Don't copy her in everything. You're a man through and through. She's a woman, and no matter how hard you try, it won't work. It just makes me sick. Sophia Williams froze in place, her eyes gradually reddening. Michael Johnson slammed the door behind him without looking back. He inquired about the church where Emma Smith was getting married and rushed there without delay. His mind kept rehearsing the lines for disrupting the wedding. Thinking of her surprised look, Michael's heart couldn't help but race. When he arrived, the number of security guards at the entrance was beyond his imagination. Disregarding his dignity, he shouted loudly, I am Emma's boyfriend. Let me in. The previously stern security guards couldn't hold back their laughter and mocked. Everyone here knows today is the big day for the Brown heir and the Smith family heiress. You're shouting that you're Miss Smith's boyfriend. Which mental hospital did you escape from? Ha 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 ha. Michael's face turned bright red. He squatted by the roadside under the blazing sun. After a long wait, the wedding began. The church doors opened, and Emma walked out in a white wedding dress. She looked even more beautiful than he had imagined. But the man beside her was extremely irritating. The person standing next to Emma should have been him. Too far away. Michael jumped up and waved at her to get her attention. Emma, it's me. Michael. The crowd was noisy, and his voice was drowned out. Finally, as she was about to get in the car, Emma turned around. She looked in his direction. If she saw him, he was sure she would abandon everything to go with him. But her gaze just swept over him indifferently. And she got in the car. She must not have seen him. She must not have. Emma loved him very much. She couldn't marry someone else. It must have been forced. It must have been her parents forcing her. It's okay. Married people can divorce. I don't mind. So it's fine. On the wedding day, I knew James Brown had arranged many security guards. Afraid I would run away. And afraid Michael would come to disrupt the wedding. I really wanted to tell him that I wouldn't run away. But obviously, it was useless. When the wedding ended, I saw Michael. He seemed very certain that I would abandon everything for him. I used the outcome to tell him that he thought too much. In the rearview mirror, I saw him chasing the car, shouting my name. Then he was restrained by 2 security guards and pinned on the roadside. In the car, James asked me, "What are you looking at?" I smiled and said, "At a clown." He looked at me, and a gentle smile appeared on his lips. "Don't just look at the clown. Look at me too." Night fell. The wedding night. James was in an unusually good mood today, having been toasted a lot. When entering the room, he was slightly tipsy. The man pulled off his tie and undid a few buttons on his shirt, lying on the bed. His sexy abs rose and fell with his breath. I instinctively covered my eyes and muttered, "It's rude to stare." But my heart raced uncontrollably. James lay still on the bed. Drunk. He probably couldn't do that kind of thing. I thought. So I got up to get my nightgown to take a shower. As I was passing by him, he grabbed my wrist. He exerted force, making my whole body press against him. Emma Smith. Where are you going? I'm taking a bath. I'll join you. I was shocked, stammering. No. Need. I can do it myself. He curled his lips, his tone not serious. Oh, I can't. You help me wash. I visibly stiffened. The next second, he released me. I was joking. Go take your bath. The next day, I woke up facing away from James Brown. Yet he had me encircled in his arms. James took me abroad for our honeymoon. Far from Nan Chang. I put those troubles behind me. Beautiful scenery could briefly make me forget the pain. However, during those first few nights, I often woke up startled from dreams. Then shed tears for no reason. I felt I was being somewhat unreasonable, but I just couldn't control it. Those wounds weren't something you could just let go of easily. James held me in his arms all along, kissing away my tears bit by bit and soothing me to sleep. He had a faint, comforting scent about him. In the latter part of the trip, I gradually stopped having nightmares. But his kisses were no longer gentle. The way he soothed me to sleep also changed. Every night, he made me utterly exhausted. When we returned home, I had lost several pounds. 3 days later, I saw Michael Johnson downstairs at my company. He had lost weight, his cheeks deeply sunken, looking utterly haggard. The moment he saw me, his eyes reddened. Emma, get a divorce. I'll marry you right away. Okay. Before I could speak, James' fist slammed into his face. Bang. Michael staggered backward, blood immediately gushing from his nose. He wiped the blood, raised his fist, and roared as he charged forward. The next second, he was pinned down by security guards. James raised an eyebrow triumphantly. That punch was for Emma. You and your good buddy have bullied my person for so long I've wanted to hit you for ages. Up to now. Michael still stubbornly said. How did I bully her? I treated her as well as anyone could. If you don't know our business, don't talk nonsense. James sneered. You treated her well. Besides making her cry, what else can you do? Michael roared. You don't understand shit. Looking at the contempt in his eyes, I suddenly didn't understand what I had loved about him all these years. How could I have been so bewitched by him, unable to extricate myself? I signaled the security guards to release Michael, then told James to wait for me in the car. Michael calmed down, staring fixedly at me. Michael, if I remember correctly, I've already broken up with you. I know you like Sophia Williams. I'll step back and let you two be together. Now that I'm married, let's part ways peacefully. My tone was utterly calm. He looked at me in shock, then snapped angrily. Emma Smith, are you stupid? How the hell could I like Sophia Williams? That deadbeat man. I've told you. She's just my bro. Bro. The only woman Michael Johnson has ever truly loved is you. Emma Smith. Only me. But he clearly gave all his favoritism to Sophia Williams. I took a deep breath and fired back. You and her are bros. Have you ever seen bros who sleep together? Have you ever seen someone who gets their bro pregnant? And as for your love, sorry, I don't feel it. His eyes darted away, but he still argued stubbornly. I am a normal guy too. When the arrow's on the bow, it has to be shot. It was just that one time. Why do you keep harping on it? If it bothers you, I won't hang out with Sophia Williams anymore. Suddenly, it all felt utterly absurd. He still didn't get it. That night he got into Sophia Williams' bed. It was over for us. Maybe out of spite. I chuckled softly. You know I've been married for over a month now. James Brown and I have done everything. I might even be pregnant with his child right now. Before I could finish, he lost it. Emma Smith. You're serious. How could you let him touch you? If that's true, I'd just be picking up someone else's used goods. Michael Johnson stood there, blunt and direct. The moment he cut me off, I turned and walked away. What a man. He lost it over just that. As I got farther, he frantically chased after me. Luckily, I quickly got in the car. James Brown snorted coldly and drove off fast. His eyes were bloodshot, breathing heavily and gasping. Suddenly, everything went dark, and he collapsed. I saw it in the rearview mirror and frowned involuntarily. James Brown suddenly grabbed my hand. I instinctively turned to him. "What's wrong?" He pressed his lips together. "Nothing." That night, James Brown, who's usually so attentive, was unusually rough in bed. He gripped my hand tightly, his voice low and trembling. "Emma Smith, do you regret marrying me? Otherwise, why would you say those things to him?" I was completely confused. What did I say? What was James Brown so upset about? Suddenly, he buried his head in my neck and shoulder, his tone unconsciously cautious. "I'm better than him. More obedient. More well-behaved. Like me. Okay." I froze. Was he jealous? I lost count of how many times I whispered okay. By the early hours, my voice was hoarse. He gently kissed my forehead. I was so sleepy my eyelids were drooping, vaguely hearing him say gently, "I love you, Emma Smith. Love you so much. So, you have to love me too." I murmured MHM in response. In my dream, it seemed like I remembered when James Brown gave me the engagement letter back then, and the answer I gave him. "James Brown, Emma Smith will marry you when I grow up. Pinky promise. No takebacks." Hospital. Michael Johnson suddenly opened his eyes. What greeted him was his parents, and Sophia Williams and her mom. He wasn't fully awake yet, still in a hazy state. But Michael's mom couldn't wait to speak. "Michael, that ungrateful Emma is already married. Why chase after her? She doesn't deserve you. If it weren't for her family's dirty money, I would have split you two up ages ago. Right now, the priority is to get your wedding with Sophia settled, or my future grandson will be looked down on." Today, Sophia's mom came specifically to discuss the wedding with us. Michael was baffled. He frowned slightly. "Mom, don't say things like that again. I won't marry anyone except Emma. Besides, Sophia is a man. How can I marry a man?" Sophia's mom snapped. "You're full of crap. If my daughter were a man, how could she be pregnant with your kid? You messed with my daughter, so you have to take responsibility." Michael's mom looked helplessly at Michael's dad. Michael's dad cleared his throat and said sternly, "Don't worry. This is Michael's responsibility. He'll handle it. The wedding is set for next month. What do you think, dear-in-law?" Before Sophia's mom could respond, Michael jumped up anxiously. He nudged Sophia. "Bro, speak up. You said back then I didn't need to take responsibility. You wanted to have the baby and raise it alone, without ruining my thing with Emma." Sophia lowered her head, her voice soft, barely audible. I never said that." Michael's eyes widened instantly, pointing at her. You. Her mom slapped him, furious. "You calling my daughter bro is bad enough, but you want her to raise the kid solo. What about the Johnson family's dignity? Do you even care?" "If the Johnson family won't take responsibility, I'll make sure everyone knows. I'll show the world what the Johnsons are really like. Let's see if you don't end up disgraced." With that, she stormed out, slamming the door. Michael's parents exchanged worried glances. Frowning deeply, they sighed together and left too. The hospital room was suddenly just him and Sophia. Clenching his fists, he ground out through gritted teeth, "Sophia Williams, how dare you back out on your word? You clearly said it." Sophia pressed her lips together, dropping the bro act. "Michael Johnson, can we stop being brothers? I like you. I've liked you for ages. All these years, I've only been able to get close as a brother. Do you know how much that hurt? You like me too. Or why did you respond to me that night? And Emma is married now. So be with me. Michael Johnson was struck as if by lightning. Frozen in place. He stared blankly at the affected woman before him, recalling their past flirtations and dalliances. Even doing that kind of thing. Instantly, he vomited. At that moment, he clearly realized he had truly betrayed Emma Smith. Sophia Williams watched his reaction, her face turning pale again and again. How could he do this to her? They had been so happy together. Unwilling to accept it, she said, "Michael, think clearly. Do you even know who you love? You love me. You just can't get over that mental barrier." Michael's eyes were red with anger as he glared coldly at her. Michael Johnson, could never like men in this lifetime. Sophia's tears welled up and spilled over. She had calculated everything but forgotten that Michael couldn't overcome the hurdle of brotherhood. Michael ignored her and pulled out the 4-needle. He knew he was wrong. He had to go find Emma. Outside, the rain poured down as heavily as in that famous dramatic moment. Michael knelt in the rain, shouting loudly, "Emma, I was wrong. I truly know I was wrong. Can you forgive me?" James Brown held my waist tightly, his gaze occasionally falling on me. I focused on watching the TV drama. As if I couldn't hear anything. I didn't dare speak. Last time he got jealous. He almost made me unable to get out of bed. If it happened again, my small frame really couldn't handle it. Michael shouted from day to night. His voice filled my head all day. Annoying as hell. I glanced sideways at James. Coincidentally, he was looking at me too. Should we go out and chase him away? James said magnanimously. You go. I'll wait for you at home. I looked at him, noticing his restless hands. I hugged him. James. We're married now. Don't worry. I won't leave. Outside the door, Michael saw me come out. His eyes lit up, and he staggered to his feet, looking as if he might collapse at any moment. His eyes were red, his voice hoarse and choked. Emma. I'm sorry. I only understand now. I never expected Sophia to be so scheming. She used the name of brotherhood to manipulate me. You once warned me, but I didn't listen. I'm sorry. I never believed you all along. After speaking, tears streamed from his eyes. Michael was consumed by guilt. Inside, I felt nothing. He finally understood my pain and chose to believe me. But it was too late. His hand trembling, he slowly moved closer to me. Emma, I really don't like Sophia. In my heart, she's a real man. I could never fall in love with a man. I will believe you from now on. I'll listen to whatever you say. Or if you point out what I need to change, I'll change it. Can you forgive me? Come with me. Just as he was about to touch me, I immediately stepped back. Michael looked at me with hurt eyes, the hope in them gradually fading. I met his gaze coldly, my tone as flat as if speaking to a stranger. Michael, now that you've said your piece, please leave. I'm married now. Don't disturb my life anymore. Get lost. Large tears rolled down from his dull, gray eyes. He stood there stunned for a long time, at a loss. He left in a daze, muttering constantly along the way. She won't forgive me. She will never forgive me. I heard that Michael Johnson couldn't withstand the blow. Climbed over the railing by the riverbank, and jumped into the dark river water. However, he didn't die and was saved by someone. He returned home in utter disarray and lay around in a daze. His job was also terminated because of his absenteeism. But Sophia Williams clung to him relentlessly. Her mother even went to Michael's mother's school to make a scene. Johnson family parent couldn't bear the pressure and forced Michael Johnson to marry Sophia Williams. But Michael Johnson had always seen Sophia Williams as a man and couldn't accept it at all. Even when she grew her hair long and wore a dress, he found it disgusting. In the months after their marriage, Michael went out drinking every day to get drunk and never came home. When he did come home, he ignored Sophia, completely disregarding her. She couldn't take it and had a big fight with Michael. She went into premature labor. Sophia was already petite, and due to the premature birth, She didn't make it off the operating table. She gave birth to a son and died. Michael remained as he was, utterly decadent. I heard that on the day he found out I was pregnant. He drank until he had a stomach hemorrhage. He was rushed to the hospital but died on the way. He left that child for his parents to raise. Whether that's really how it happened, I don't know. The only people I care about now are James Brown and our child. The unbearable past has vanished like smoke, and old people and things are turned over like pages.